Hello, Wild Dreamers. My name is Kori Burkholder, founder of Paint Your Wildest Dreams. And I want to introduce you to Janet, who has been a year-long participant in the program. And we wanted to connect today to talk about her and her experience and what she's learned about herself and anything else she wants to share. So, welcome, Janet. So nice to see you today. So tell us a little bit about you, yourself, and anything else that you want to share about yourself.
Well, painting your wildest dreams was a continuation of the journey that started at the Open Center in New York. And maybe if painting your wildest dreams had just been, like if I just like met that, maybe I would have had reservations about participating.
Mm,
But because of going to the Open Center and meeting you, and also your coaching, that was just like a natural entry into paint your wildest dreams.
mm, yes.
Plus the isolation of the pandemic just made me want to um, be in contact with other people, however virtual it was. And
Yeah.
so I really enjoyed, and I hope to continue enjoying the companionship of the other participants in
Mm,
this program.
yeah. Yeah. I do remember.
And it
Oh, go ahead.
and it's just something meaningful to do, because meeting other people and interacting with them is is essential, not just for me, but for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so the pandemic really was one of the catalysts to bring you back into the group and to connect with other women who were also feeling isolated during that time as well.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so is that really what you were struggling with when you decided to join us?
Um, yeah, I think that it was. The isolation has had a an effect on me,
Mm,
and it persists. And I don't know if its effects are going to wear off, how long it's going to take for them to wear off. But I welcome the relationships in this program,
mm,
because it's like when I went to the Open Center and I met all of these people who were just there for whatever reason, and they weren't judging other people. They're just like, okay, you know what, we all have like a common goal. We may have different impetuses, but we all have a common goal. We want to be somewhere where we can absorb ideas in a relaxed way
mm,
without somebody like teaching us something. It's just we
mm.
came there voluntarily, and we just get all of this uh, all this wonderful input from other people, as what happened in painting your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
You get input.
Hmm. And I remember you coming to the Open Center and you had never had a spiritual experience before or workshop. I remember you said, I've never done anything like this before.
Exactly.
And that was the boxes. We painted the boxes.
Ah, yes, yes. I
And
still have many of the things that I constructed there, and they're out in the open, and I can look at them, and yeah, yeah. And I was dissatisfied with the way my life was going,
mm,
and I had so many preconceived ideas about how things go, and
yeah,
then I threw those all away, and I am just absolutely so much more satisfied.
yeah. I love it. Was such a pleasure to see the journey and the transition
It
in you.
and painting your wildest dreams, that's just an extension of it.
Yeah. So what was your
Something to look forward to.
Oh, thank you. What was your favorite part? So when we would come together every week, um, and come together basically. What was your favorite part? of the sessions?
Well, my favorite part really was hearing women making good decisions.
Mm,
Consider decisions without analyzing things to death.
yeah.
Like Adrian deciding she was moving to Florida.
Yes.
Her environment no longer what she wanted it to be. She was no longer enjoying living where she was living. So it was time to go someplace else. And she made all these decisions. She gathered information and she made a decision.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And the,
all of
and
us.
the same way with Nina.
Yeah.
She had this idea, and like she had to give up some other idea that looked very attractive and everything. But she had an idea, she did the work, she made a decision.
Yeah.
And it wasn't overanalyzed. It wasn't, like, oh well, okay, now I have to decide between these schools, and it was just like she just made the decision. And that was one of the things I valued most.
Yeah.
Just good decisions.
Good decisions. Yeah. So basically, what happens, in Paint Your Wildest Dreams, you really set the intention. You set up your dream, and every week is a new theme that we kind of explore and we
Right.
discuss and we talk through some of our frustrations and our wins and all of this stuff. So it really
Yeah.
becomes
Yeah.
a support system for each other's dreams.
Yes.
And what about for you? What was your dream? What was your focus? And anything that you want to share in terms of what you created, what you feel really good about during our time together?
Well, I should probably say this. I am not an artist. But I never used watercolors before.
Mm,
And that was it's like, well, why didn't I ever use watercolors before? Well, because I thought this and that and the other thing. And it's just so, hey, when our first meeting, I just went out and bought some
I
watercolors
remember
and
that.
said, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen here, but I have my watercolors, I have my paintbrushes, let's see what happens.
Yes.
And so I'm not an artist, but I get a lot out of just the fact that I do things that I've never done before.
Mm,
And that opens up all kinds of possibilities in all other areas of life.
mm-hmm. Just as you were sharing before we hopped on here, right? Just
Yeah,
making
exactly.
little decisions, not over analyzing things anymore, but just being more trusting your instincts.
Exactly, because you never can know every consequence of your actions, but you can't let that keep you from acting. You're
Mhm.
just like, okay, I know some of the consequences, but I can't know 100%. I'm not satisfied with the spot I'm in. So what do I have to lose?
Yeah. I mean, your dream is at stake here, right? So it's like you
Exactly.
have a dream and there's going to be some risk taking but it can be calculated. It can be researched a little bit before you go, but like I think the growth that I've seen in you is that it's trusting your instinct,
Yes.
your intuition, and
Yes.
saying yes to yourself and
And I
going
can't
with
tell
it.
you how many good decisions I've made. And that all goes back to the what do I value?
Mm,
And when you're very sure of what you value, then decisions come much more easily.
yeah. Yeah. Values is the foundation of your life. And we do values work in this program. So that's one
Yeah,
of the
that's
first
right.
things we do.
That's right. Because that, if you don't have that root, then life can just spin out of control. Just whoa,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. It's true. And it helps steer the ship, especially if you're not a lot of people might not have clarity on their dream, which is okay. That's
Yes.
everything is welcome here. Some people do, and a lot of times people don't. And so that's really part of the process too. And when you're learning your values, things start to become a little bit more clear because you're building a life around your values.
Yes, that's right. And your life needs some kind of a core,
Yeah. Yeah,
because otherwise, what do you hang on to when things get out of hand?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can, when values aren't being met, you know that there's actions you can take to kind
It,
of get back
that
into
is absolutely true. Yes. The values can draw you back. And that is essential to making good decisions.
yeah, yeah. So what, if any, surprises came through this process? Something you didn't think would happen happened.
Well, certainly, I never thought in a million years that I would ever hire a life coach. I mean, that was just like, no, I don't need that. Like, I'm just like so super whatever myself. I don't need somebody to tell me how to live. And yet you didn't tell me how to live. You made me look at how I wanted to live.
Mm,
And and like I said, all of this other stuff flowed out of that.
yeah, thank you for sharing.
Just having a core and wanting to continue to associate with people who had, and that was another thing about the painting your dreams.
Mhm.
Um, being with people who had the same intentions that I had, the same basic intentions, different plans, going to graduate school, moving to Florida, whatever.
Mhm.
But they all we all wanted the same thing.
Yeah,
And we came to painting your dreams in order to solidify that intention.
yeah, beautiful. And your dream, because I just want to shout it out to everybody, is Janet is starting her own voiceover company, which has been, a journey for you and a dream of yours. And it's a work in progress, but you are making, like you say, really good decisions every day towards turning that dream into a reality.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Great. So, what would you say to somebody who is kind of on the fence of joining Paint Your Wildest Dreams?
What I would say is there is there are zero bad consequences of of falling on the side of the fence, of joining painting your dreams. There is no downside, none,
Mm.
zero. You go there and you will see just what a wonderful place it is.
Oh,
And you'll
I get
never
excited.
regret. I mean, I've often said, I've never regretted something that I've done. I've regretted things that I haven't done, but I've never regretted something that I've done.
Mm.
And this is just like a win-win. That's all. There's no fence to sit on. You should be leaping onto the side of the fence of painting your dreams.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So, what's next for you? What are you working towards right now? If you want to share that.
Well, I'm working on my website, and I'm working on my demos. And then I have to start marketing myself to medical narration production companies.
Amazing.
And that's just sitting down and doing it.
Yep.
And doing research into who produces, and like even looking into local opportunities, like local hospitals, medical practices, you
Yep.
know all sorts of, there are opportunities out there. And the field of medical narration is really pretty much wide open.
Yeah. So
And
Yeah, so Janet has the clarity, right, in terms
yes,
of her wildest dream. And now she's doing the research. She's in action. She's taking action. She's moving, like we say, making these small decisions every day that are
yes,
building into something. So thank
yes,
you for sharing that. So, if Janet's story is resonating with you and you see yourself in her story and you're seeing possibilities for yourself, I'd love to invite you to a quick 15-minute, creative brainstorming call where we can dive into your dream and what that might look like and talk about maybe some of the obstacles that are holding you back from moving forward. And you'll walk away with a creative game plan to either implement on your own, or we can talk about getting you some support in the program. So check out the link below to complete a short application and schedule a complimentary, no obligation phone call with me. And I look forward to connecting with you and meeting you and hearing about your dreams. And my name is Kori Burkholder, reminding you to keep dreaming big, and the world needs what you have to offer.